All right, camera shut off over there, so I'm not sure where, but I got all the holes drilled, and now we're gonna have to flip our stops from over here to over here because we're gonna come in from the back side over here. So that means we will take vacuum up some of this stuff, some of the chips out of the way. All right, so we need the Allen wrench for the stops. Wrong Allen wrench, naturally. All right. Take that off. Let's fire this up and move it out of the way. Okay. So now, I could have went further over, but my stop was, my table travel stop was set over here. I usually set it to somewhere around the edge of the vise. That way when I'm doing a zero set, because it moves to the maximum travel on X, maximum travel on Y, maximum travel on Z, measures the distance to where you were on Y, or on set position, and then it puts that in on your program, on your first line of your program. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's how it works. And the first modification I did was I put new sensors in for determining travel, and it's been a good addition to this machine. I don't know why they don't do that at the factory. I mean, it would be an upgrade, big upgrade to their machine. To not have your machine have to go completely all the way to the X travel. Like if you're way over here doing something on the left-hand side and you set a zero position, and which you have to do if you're going to do more than one tool. If you're going to have more than one tool, you have to have a zero set position on your first line. Well, if you put that in, it's going to go all the way to this end and measure the distance, whatever, 20 inches or 19 inches, and all the way up and all the way out. Well, I got fed up with that, and plus their over travel is nothing more than a little screw sticking out with a wire on it that touches, and it was really, their over travel switches are chintzy, really bad. So I went and got a block, milled it up, put a micro switch in the inside, made these blocks with these ramps on to trigger the micro switch and put them on, and I have one that I can move by loosen this up. I can move it anywhere I want. The over travel is still there, and the over travel is still here. That's set for the maximum table travel, but I can set this anywhere I want. So if I'm way down at the other end, I can set this way down at the other end and lock it in position, and it'll give me a 0 position from this point, not from all the way from this point. Make sense? Anyway, I switched everything to micro switches instead of just a screw. That having it just a screw to me was like a real downgrade on this machine, or bad news for this machine. I mean, the software ain't the greatest, but it works. And like I say, that would be an upgrade if they were to just change that. The switches, change these switches. If they were to do that, that would be a pretty good upgrade to their machine. Especially for somebody in a small shop doing parts that doesn't want to go all the way to the other. Well, even production. If you're running production, you don't want to waste time going all the way to the other end of the machine. If you're at the left hand, if you're in the negative area of the machine, way over here, you don't want to end up going way over there to measure a distance. You want to do a short travel. Anyway, enough of that. So anyway, we got to set up on the other side, and I want to figure out how much of it I want to have to stick out, and we'll set our first stop. I got to leave room for an end mill there now. You got to remember, an end mill's got to go in there. So it's going to have to be somewhere around that vicinity right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the first stop on there. I'm going to set that on there. I'm going to set it up the same way as I set up the other. I wish I'd have milled the ends of those now. I do have a couple of them that are, oh crap. I do have a couple of them that are like, borderline, like, do I want to make them over? And I might just do that. I got the, like I say, I got the programs. I was going to I'll save the programs. And all right, so now I have the one set, right? So what I do is take it, loosen it up, take that out, take a block that I know is square. This is an old rejected gauge block. Put that up against that stop and snug it up like that. Just snug it up, and then take the other stop, put it on here, slide it up against that, and then we tighten that up. That way we have a stop, actually have a stop on both ends of the part. So now when I slide my part in there, it'll butt up against both of them and be square. Like that. Alright, so we got the stops set. So now we need to find our zero position. Now the zero position on Y should be the same. Plus this will get loaded this way down, not up, because it's going to mill the boss on there. So I want to pick up this edge. I need to go get the edge finder again. Get the edge finder here. Take the 1/2 inch collet that I put it in. And I just turn it just so it won't fall out. Not putting any pressure on it. All right, we've got to move up. Let's turn the machine on. The drive's on. Shift to Z. Move that up. All right. Put the edge finder in. Make that loose. Now Y should be the same. It's just X that's going to change. So move over here and we'll come off of that. Let's take the gauge block instead. All right. See, now I can move this, and that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this my block up here, so it ain't even going to get off the vise to find its home position. I don't need to go any further than that. Go in the center of it. All right, drop our Z down. And slow her down. And feed our X over to it. I think I'm going to get this light here plugged in because I can see when I'm getting close. There's the plug-in for it. Gonna go around the back. I'll plug it into the computer here. Should have plenty of cord and room. Actually, I'll plug it into the there we go. Plugged it into the battery back there that I have. Yeah, that'll help me see the. I'm getting close. All right, so now I'm going to turn it to the crank and crank it over from there. That's another thing, their pulse generator. I ordered the pendant with my machine. Their pulse generator sucks too. If I would have known what it is, I would have not ordered it. I would have put my own on. Right there. Okay. So now, we want to turn our drives on and zero our X and move over 100 thou. We go over 100, zero it again. Now, I'm going to look in program to see where my Y0 was at. So I need to open up this program. and check it out. Open the wrong one. There we go. Y was -2 inches. So I can copy this line. My 0 set position line I'm going to copy. Now I'll go back to the program that we're going to be running. And paste. Unlock the paste. Alright, so the only one that's going to be wrong is going to be the X. So how do I do that? How do I cheat and get my Y, or not my, get my Y is there. How do I get my X real quick? I'm thinking we'll get rid of this that I just pasted in. I don't want that there. Cut that out. So X is 0. I'm just not going to try to take a shortcut. I'm just going to get over here and pick up my Y and do it the way I should. Because taking shortcuts will kill me. Z down, Y back. Z down some more. Y back. And now I'll put it to the crank. Oh wait. There you go. Crank my Z up. 0 my Y. And then go in 100 on Y. There we go. So 0Y. Now I'm gonna take my edge finder out of there. And I'm gonna go Z0, and I'm gonna tell it to return to 0. Now that should be at that corner. Now we'll put the edge finder back in just to see. Looks like it to me. Looks like I'm on the right track here. But I want my Z down further than that, my 0. So I'm going to crank this down a little bit and lower my Z. I want my 0 about there. So I'm going to 0 Z there. Now I'm going to do, now this is what I'm talking about. We're sitting right there. That's 0 position. I'm going to do the 0 set that puts the 0 set position line in on the first part of the program. Now watch what it does. And this is what irritated me when I was way down here before I changed what I changed on there. Before I put those. So here it goes. So it goes all the way to the positive. There. Now see, now if I wouldn't have that underneath here, underneath the machine, or the vise here, it would have went all the way to the end of the table. So anyway, it's a little addition that I had done to my mill a long time ago, and I'm pretty glad that I did it because it works nice. I had mentioned it to them and they just kind of blew it off, so okay, whatever. They blew it off. It's like it's no big deal, you know. Yeah, it is a big deal. Okay, so I'm going to move this out so I can put the tool in. And then I have to set the 0 off of the top of the parallel. So take and tighten that up. And then I'm going to move over. And I'm still setting at Z0. And now we'll crank this up. And get a piece of paper. And blow that coolant off there. Otherwise it just kind of makes the paper moist and it doesn't work very well. I'm going to move in a little bit. I moved out just to make sure I didn't have the feed rate too fast. In case you're wondering why I went the wrong way first. Right there. Now we can put it to Z, raise it up, put a part in, and we should try it. And we will put the setup part in. The long tapered end goes to the back. Push it up against the stops. Lock her down. Now I don't want to hit my vice jaw. It's going to be close, I think. Oh, I got to get a part on the other side here, otherwise I'll flip it up. I believe this is a short one. Yep. So we need to find a short one here. That's a long. It'll be the last one that I check. Come on, there we go. I knew there was more short ones. I'm gonna put that short one down at that end. Let's try this again. Put this in here. I could tell because when I clamped it, it felt kind of spongy when I was, so. All right, so now it should come down in the back, or no, it's going to do that boss first. So here we go. Maybe I should run the graphics first. I'm going to draw it once. Line 5, doesn't like. line 5. I don't see a line 5. Draw. Wrong Constitution 5. Oh, I see. I see what's going on, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's correct. I don't see an error. Oh, you know something? I have the wrong size end mill in there too. I gotta go redo this program. I programmed it with the wrong size end mill. I'll be back. I programmed it with a 250.